Thanks for staying with us. And finally, I'm joined by Jim Hartstein, Vice President of the Wicomico County chapter of the United Way here on the Lower Eastern Shore. He's here to tell us about the fundraising campaign that they've got coming up and they're working on. But first, for those who may not know what United Way does, I know you do so much for so many people locally and nationally. Tell us a little bit about what United Way is doing here.
Sure. Thank you very much for mentioning the employee campaign. This is a very busy time for us. Essentially what we're doing is we are both enrolling new employee campaigns and we're taking pledges from existing campaigns for the 2013 year. From there, the funds raised will be disseminated out to our partner nonprofits. We currently work with more than 20 nonprofits in the area and fund about 57 programs. That process is something called the Community Impact Committee. And what we do is we evaluate essentially the nonprofits. We assist where we can from an idea or a fundraising standpoint. And then these nonprofits will go through a very extensive application process. And then we'll have a group of about 30 folks that'll get together at the end of June and I think fight tooth and nail over where these monies are going, and then we'll get them out to our partner nonprofits that way.
And you're talking about the employee campaign. A lot of employers locally and nationally participate in this program. Tell us about how that works a bit, and maybe some local employees or employers who are doing it here.
Yeah, several. The insurance market, our businesses for sure, but no, there's several that are in the area. And basically how it works is it essentially becomes another deduction from the employee's paycheck. There's absolutely no obligation for the employee to contribute, but then they would also have those tax benefits at the end of the year. And again, it would be another dollar, or we have some folks who contribute $1 or $2 out of their check, and some that have chosen to give more. And it just becomes a very easy way to help. And very, very much needed. We have a lofty goal this year of $1.5 million that we want to raise, and the more money that we can raise, the more funds that we can raise, and get them out to these very efficient partners would be a very good thing.
Now, I'm sure every year you up the ante. How's that goal in comparison to last year's?
Right about the same.
Okay.
The last few years haven't been easy for anybody, especially in the nonprofit sector. But one thing that I can say, in being on the site visits for several of our partner agencies, is that in the for-profit world, we could really take some cues from the folks in the nonprofit side. The efficiencies they work with, and the passion and the emotion are exemplary. It gives us we're very, very happy with folks we work with.
Now, for somebody who's not making a lot of money, you know, they're just making ends meet, and they're saying, okay, I'll donate $1 every paycheck, but can you give somebody an example of where the money goes to locally? I know you mentioned Diakonia a little bit before we came back for the break, but
Diakonia is a fantastic partner of ours. They have their emergency shelters and those services that are available if folks need them. And that dollar could fund a meal for Meals on Wheels, or it could be the dollar that allows a kid to go to a summer program at the Dorchester YMCA. So every dollar is very much needed, and as part of that Community Impact Committee and one of those members who sits on that group, I can tell you that the folks who serve on that are very, very good stewards and take that responsibility very, very seriously to make sure that those monies are going to the right place.
It's really wonderful to hear that too, because I know I was telling you, when I was in high school, I donated, I think it was $1 or $2 for my paychecks, and I was kind of wondering, is this going locally, is this going nationally? And it's really great to hear that it is going to, our neighbors and our friends who are in need here, just around the corner, instead of, over across in California. Or
no, right here in Wicomico, Worcester, Dorchester, and Somerset counties. I mean, it all stays right here locally, and I think that's the important part. I think the other thing is that we have good representation from those 4 counties as well. So we very much understand the impacts, and the communities, or the committees, are very diverse in both their backgrounds and where they come from, and it's just it's a good mix of folks.
All right, now getting to the fun part, you've got a holiday ball coming up. A lot of people are going to be dressed in there. You're already snazzy. How are you going to top that? I mean, it's got to be black tie, but...
It is. It's a good time. We do it at the Hyatt in Cambridge, and it is December 1st, rapidly approaching. But it's a black tie event, and black tie optional event, I apologize. And good food, dinner, drinks, dancing. Yeah, it's a good thing. Like I said, everything feels better when you have tux on, right? It just does. So.
You've got your high heels on,
that's
your nice dress.
The whole nine,
And you feel important, you look important. And
sure.
You've got great food. Now, do you know what kind of food it's going to be? I know a lot of people are always wondering, what kind of...
Well, I don't think you can talk about an event at the Hyatt without having that talk about that mashed potato bar they do or whatever. And I'm trying to kill my carbs like everybody else, but my wife and I devour that thing. But it's it's just going to be a good time. Live auction, silent auction as well. So there's some great deals. Our table actually, we won a wine dinner last year, which we had a lot of fun at. So a lot of really cool events. And then last year we had a live band. I'm not on the planning committee, so I can't really speak to this year too much, but I do know we're looking forward to it.
Let that be a surprise.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to buy tickets, how much are they and where can they find them?
Well, I think the best way to find out any information about our United Way is through the website, unitedwayforus.org. There will be the phone numbers on there. You can make donations, and that would be a good place to go to get information. Real quick, there's another group I want to mention. It is the faction of the United Way. It's a Young Leaders Society, which is reserved for folks, younger people call to service, and we're really doing good things. There's more information there as well.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Jim. We really appreciate your time. And thank you so much for watching Good Things Delmarva. Remember to catch us here every single Sunday morning, and we'll see you next week.